that you ever seen. Bringing new meaning to the phrase sick to your stomach. Fuck it. I'm up on some other shit. Well, you still backtracking on another tip. I ain't fucking with these cats if they coming with a couple hundred stats, cause we passed what you fucking with. I'm up on some other shit. Well, you still backtracking on another tip. I ain't fucking with these cats if they coming with a couple hundred stats, cause we passed what you fucking with.
Yo, I just sent him a request. We're just waiting for him to jump in. That's my dude Maloney. Oh, they said unable to join. Well, let's try him one more time. Come on, Instagram, get your shit together. So, yo, how many of y'all rocked with that? I'm telling you, my dude has there he is. Yo, my man. What's good, brother?
Good, my G. How you doing?
Just chilling, bro. I was about to curse out Instagram for you and shit like that, you know? Yo, before we start, let him know who the man, the myth, the legend is.
Hey, you know, MLNY, Maloney, breaking records in the place to be all day, every day. You know what it is, man. Hip-hop.
Salute. Yo, honestly, bro, you are one of, like, the biggest hip-hop enthusiasts I know, bro. Like, I've never seen someone support and have knowledge of hip-hop the way you do, bro.
Word.
Like, that's real talk, too. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, and we're gonna get into it because you host a show and it goes through YouTube, and you got your own radio show, and I was honored where you got to even interview me, but, like, the catalog of artists you've interviewed, bro, like, I don't think these people realize the top tier artists that you get to sit in a room with and talk to that, like, I'm not gonna lie, the inner hip hop ahead of me, I'm jealous a little bit, bro. Yo, give them a list of some of the names you've actually got to, like, chop it up with real quick.
All right, well, hold up. Let me pull up the list. I got kind of like a press kit email that I send out when I inquire for interviews. And it literally has, like, a list of, like, all the top name people we've interviewed in it. At least.
All right. How about this? Can you give me a 5 favorite?
Oh, my 5 favorite?
Yeah. Because your list is so big that it'll go through this whole time that we have online, you know?
It might.
It definitely will, bro, because I follow your interviews, you know what I'm saying? I stay listening to them, you know? I'll even, I'll pick on you a little bit, especially with Cassidy, but besides that...
Well, I'll just give the people a quick idea of this.
Good.
This is what I've done on my calendar in the last month. We did Potok Philippe, who was the Plain Virus guy. We did Percy P, hip-hop legend. We did Teemu Denku. We did Pace One today. We did J Brew yesterday. We did Kaiwan at the St. Lunatics Kiwan on the 5th. We did Terminology on the 30th. We did...
That's the home.
Yeah. Legendary Yo-Yo, El Gaunt from JMO Gang, Rex, Kid from G-Unit, Young Money. That's just in the last month.
Damn. Now, you have an interview, and I have to ask you about this, all right? Because, bro, he's like, if you ask me, like, my top 3 artists that would be a dream to work with, he's in my top 3.
Yeah.
Okay? Royce the 5'9".
Okay, yeah. That was a dope.
And, yo, you getting to interview Royce the 5'9" blew my mind away because, like, that dude, I've been listening to him before people were even, like, rocking with Royce. Like, people hate on street hop, and I love street hop as an album. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so, how did that go?
Street hop's crazy. To me personally, not my favorite work of his. I love the Primo joints.
It's not my favorite. But I'm saying, like, people hate on it from back then, and I'm like, I still think it's fire.
It's not hateable, but I'm not gonna lie, I love Royce, love you, Royce. He's one of my favorite rappers, but when I first got street hop, I was a little underwhelmed because the joints I knew, like Count for Nothing, Dinner Time, and then all those Preem joints, all that shit went so hard when I got the album. I was like, man, the tracks I already know are kind of my favorite tracks off this whole
Yeah.
But, no, man, Royce is crazy. That whole interview was was just dope, it's same like you said, man. He's a hero of mine. He's one of my favorite artists. The Prime album that they did in 2006 is I think it's one of the best hip hop albums of all time.
Yeah. What about Booker Ryan?
Booker Ryan's crazy.
I call Booker Ryan his Illmatic.
Yeah?
My opinion.
Mine's Prime, just the first one though, because the album, when it came out, the shit I was dealing with in real life at the time, you know, like with one of my girls and stuff, you know, like just like the level of his honesty with infidelity and shit like that, and you know his battles with alcoholism and shit, and then just like the complex level, because before that, his last album I think was either Street Hop or the Bad Meets Evil joint. But either way,
it was the Bad Meets Evil.
Yeah. But his lyricism in those few years between the projects, like, elevated to it. And that Prime album plus Premier is my favorite producer. So just like this album, that was just on repeat for damn near a full straight year. Like I know those songs, every song on that album, pretty damn well. It's like off by heart, except for the last song. I didn't care so much for the Slaughterhouse track on there, but that's like Illmatic to me. You know what I mean? Like last 10 years, that's my Illmatic. And that's after Prime. So you know that like. You know, it was just phenomenal, man. That was one of the first interviews I got where I started to, like, look at myself differently in this media game, where I wasn't just only going for smaller fish, you know what I mean? Because that was one of the first big fish I reeled in, you know what I mean, after trying. Once that went through, and it went the way it did, I was like, man, maybe, you know, maybe I got a little bit more rep out here than I realized I had, and you know, it really inspired me to start going after some bigger name interviews, like after that one.
Well, I'll tell you, like, you know, I travel Canada a lot, bro, and I've been in different provinces and stuff, so I still talk to people out there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yo, people all over know of you because of, like, not even just your interviews, but your music, and that's what I really want to get into too, is with your music, because you interview all these fire artists, right? But you're a fire artist too, like.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're a bar heavy person, bro. That shit was fire. That shit's fire. I fuck with that. Like I was listening to The Perfect Balance today, which is your project, right? And if I'm not mistaken, you released I think 2018.
That's 2015. I probably put it up on Spotify maybe 2018.
Oh, you see, I was going off the Spotify date because I wasn't too sure. But when I went through it, bro, it brought me back into time.
Word.
What inspired you for this project?
Okay, so that one, you know, it's how's the best way to describe it? Well, so basically, you know, it kind of goes hand in hand with giving a bit of synopsis about like our history and shit a bit. But so that was like that album was recorded prior to like us starting the whole breaking records thing. You know what I mean? So back then we were a group called IACOM. You know, we all grew up in Brantford, Ontario. Me, Lipinski, rest in peace. My boy Oasis, who you still see me with. My boy Obi-Wan, who used to really do a lot of interviews with me.
I know Obi, yeah.
Yeah. He does Flight 9 Medibles now. So if you've seen that buzzing around, you know, he's one of the sponsors for Young Stitches contest. But yeah, he lives off making medibles now, so he does that. And Innocence, who is still our engineer. He engineered Midas Touch and shit. But like we're all a group called Icon. We're just basically all the baddest bar rappers in the city. You know what I mean? There were a couple other dudes who were nice with the bars, but we pretty well had absorbed all of them into our group. That's what it was, right? And so I'd put out albums. Basically, we got a buzz when YouTube was in the Wild Wild West days, when, you know, before there's all these algorithms and stuff, and before Vivo and stuff, like in those early YouTube days, you know, we put out freestyles. We did a thing like, we got inspired by Crooked Eye when he did the weekly, whatever, hip-hop.
Yeah, Hip-Hop Weekly he did.
Yeah. So we got inspired by that, and we did a thing called the Monday Massacre, and every Monday we would drop a new video of us with a brand new verse over, you know, some classic or, you know, whatever, instrumental, right? Like
that's dope.
Like an industry beat. Sorry?
That's dope.
Yeah. So we gained like a bit of a buzz like that. You know, like shit was getting like on the regular. Each one was getting like 3,000, 5,000 clicks, shit like that. You know, like people were like really fucking with it. And so from there, you know, we went to making music. My first album, I stole all the beats from SoundClick, and I just, you know, that just haunted me my whole career. You know what I mean? Like I just thought that was so trash. So once I learned how to make beats in the process of making my first album, I swore that everything would be original. We would do everything in-house, right? And from that point forward, you know, I released 4 albums, you know, 2-3 group projects, at least 3 to like 6 mixtapes. You know, I'm trying to think of all the time frames of everything.
Yeah, look.
I'd have to look, but like basically, you know, I put out damn near 15 projects between that and Perfect Balance, whether it be with groups or just production projects or mixtapes or albums, whatever it be. And The Perfect Balance was something I started making probably like 2013. Once, I really started to find my voice on the mic and in the studio and really like, I started making songs where I was like, oh, this goes. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is different than just barring out on a beat. You know what I mean? Like this goes. Or the hooks would be really catching stuff. And I started getting this idea for The Perfect Balance, which was, to basically just accumulate all the best music that I could potentially make into an album. So while I was working on that album, I released a handful of other projects. I released Came and Gone would have been like right at the beginning of that, which is my album prior to it. And then, I would have done old school shit with Filthy Tarantino. We had that OG on there and stuff. I did my pre-balance mixtape, which was a lot of material for, that I made in that period of time that didn't make The Perfect Balance. What else we do? Me and Obi did the 2D project. Me and Innocence did the first Breaking Records project. Evacuation. No, that was the second one. The first one was, I can't remember the name of it right now. What was it? Interruption was the first Breaking Records project. But in this process of about 3 years, while I was working on other projects to keep me occupied and to keeping music come out, I slowly curated and crafted The Perfect Balance. Just basically the hottest beats I would get from any other producer or that I would make myself, I put in a stash, a secret folder. No one was even allowed to hear that shit. You know what I mean? Because I didn't want homies being like, yo, give me that. Or you know what I mean? That's the stashed away. And, anytime I, got inspired, like, really felt the flame. Like, some days you be inspired by something that's cool. But, after you got that fire, you're like, yo, I'm on the ball today.
Yeah.
So I would wait, and I slowly curated these songs when, like, I felt the deepest inspiration. You know what I mean? And slowly curated the album over about 3 years. And the other thing I tried to do, though, because listening to it, you can probably tell there's a lot of concept songs on it and stuff. So, like, I didn't want to take the short route. One thing I've always hated, like, as someone who likes lyrics and, appreciates lyricism, I hated how, like, some of my favorite rappers, when they made concept songs, like, even Big L was famous for this, in my opinion. But, like, songs like Lifestyles of the Poor and Dangerous and stuff, like, when he would do songs that were concept related, the lyrical structure and the multis and the lyrical... The showcasing your lyrical talent wasn't so much at the forefront, the story was. So songs like Liar Liar on that album and stuff, like if you listen, the whole rhyme scheme follows through every single and it hits and connects in and out, but the story gets told. You know what I mean? Vividly still. And that was one thing I focused on for that album was like, if I'm gonna do a story song or anything like that, it still has to be like, it has to give you the ooh face like just one of the bar verses do. You know what I mean?
You know what did that for me?
Yeah.
I gotta tell you what did that for me? Sleep Tight.
Word.
Yo, Sleep Tight, it started from the beat. Like, the minute the beat dropped, I did that, oh.
With Lipinski, you said?
No, the one with Lipinski that I like was Whose House.
Okay, yeah.
But the Sleep Tight one, that beat, like, yo, you and the beat complimented each other a lot, and I love when that happens with music. But like you said, I want to definitely talk about Whose House, because Whose House was, bro, the delivery on that gave me that Beastie Boy vibe almost.
Word.
But like, to me, that's dope. Like, you know what I mean? Because like, especially being from New York, and like, Beastie Boys is an iconic group, like, regardless what people want to say, And to see that deliverance, and you could see the influence in that, that's where it's like, all right, that's dope. Because it's not like you sound like them or anything like that. It's just, it's you. It's Maloney, It's MLNY. But the thing is, I like when you can hear that influence here and there in certain artists, because it shows you've been listening to the culture.
Yeah.
That
joint there, the beat was something I made, years and years ago, and Lipinski happened to be around when I made that beat. And he's like, this is fire. I'm like, yo. And as soon as I made it, I'm like, this is for The Perfect Balance. I'm like, you're lucky you've heard this, because he was there, I'm pretty sure, when I made it. But I was like, I will get you on it. So that was actually his first feature on one of my projects in years, because he kind of fell back for a little bit. So we got that feature done, and he fucking smoked that out the park. But my verse...
Yeah, you both compliment each other a lot.
Man, yeah, that was my dude, man. Rest in peace, Lipinski.
Definitely rest in peace. I know how that. I lost my best friend. You know what I mean? So, and he was the one who talked me into starting to record. So I get it. Yeah, bro.
That's him right there. You know, gotta keep his pictures near and dear.
Nah, 100%, bro.
Yeah, that was my dude, man. But yeah, man, Lipinski, you know, aside from just being one of my best friends, you know, we really started rhyming together, and we always kind of compliment each other. You know what I mean? Like you know, even in those old videos I was telling you about that we used to do. Me and him were always, you know, we were always the two that were kind of at each other's necks. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, nah, 100. You guys push each other, but you can see it in there and stuff. And there's a few other records, because looking at the time, I know we only got like anywhere between 5 to 6 minutes, so I don't want to like get it to cut on us.
Yep,
but you have a record called That's Okay, right? And you got a bar in that record that actually made me go, ooh. And it wasn't like one of those like crazy, like, it's just the way it referenced and the way I understood it, where I was like, oh, that hit. You know what I'm saying? And you said, like, Shaq, I got the upper hand.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, that rhyme scheme that led into that was crazy on the That's Okay record.
Yeah.
You know? And that record, that shit had me going crazy.
I'm stuffing tracks like Shaq. I got the upper hand. Yeah.
Yo.
Punch him, watch his neck snap like a rubber band. Yeah, I can't remember it all off the top. I'm surprised.
But that rhyme scheme was crazy, because you had your flow pattern with that.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, like, and that's what I like about your writing, bro. You really put patterns together when you write.
Yeah. That's very big on patterns. Very big on patterns.
But you can see it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, are you into battle rap too? Because battle rap is a lot of pattern writing.
You know, it's a funny thing, you know what I mean? Like, I came up battling, like, before it was a thing, like, King of the Dot and stuff, you know, like, in high school and shit. That's how, like, you know, I got respected. Like, you know, when I went to high school, I was the freshest in the high school, you know what I mean? And that's how I got determined, as anyone who wanted to battle me, I smoked the fucking boots off, you know what I mean?
Word.
For real. But, you know, and we let people judge it, too, you know? I'm not just saying that in my opinion. We let people judge it, you know?
No, bro. Your work speaks for itself, so it's not even like... it's not like you're just saying it, you know, you could tell.
Yeah. Salute, bro. But yeah, man, so I've always been really big, you know, on really clever punchlines. That's one of my you know, I just try to do what attracts me to hip-hop, you know what I mean? And first thing is wit and stinging punchlines, you know, shit like, you know, that just like, you know, you're like, what? How'd you think of that? You know what I mean? Or those kind of punches. And then the next thing has always been structure. And whether it just be, you know, just you know, a two thing multi, like doing this, who the shit, boo, you know what I mean? But being able to carry that for a whole verse or for 3 verses of a whole song, or you know, you notice a lot of that in my shit. That like I'll carry a rhyme scheme for 3 whole verses. You know what I mean? Unless you're in the end game, people don't notice that.
But that's hip hop. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what it is. You know, a lot of people tell me, you know, some people who've heard me rapping for 15 plus years, they'd be like, you always rap the same. And I don't think I do, because I'm always kind of switching up patterns and stuff. But to people like them, I guess, you know, the technique.
But you're always going to have your style, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the thing, that's my style, is bending words different ways and trying to, you know, do shit that's doing the most without doing the most. You know what I mean? Like, making it as lyrical as I can, and as, lyrical as I can and just technical without it coming off technical. Like, I want the average consumer to be able to digest it easily. You know what I mean? So not like, you know how new Eminem's music, it's too much? It's like, like this kind of hurts my head. Like, I can't even get into it. You know what I mean? That's what I've never wanted to do. I've always wanted to be easily digestible, but as lyrical as possible. You know what I mean? So
you're doing your thing. You know, you're doing it, you're killing it. Yo, real quick, let us know where they can find you, because we're literally down to almost the last minute. You know, we got some people tuning in, because then I got to get ready. We got the King Mag interview coming up, you know, so...
First, salute to King Magnetic. We just had him on our show a couple weeks ago. If people want to check it out, we got a few clips up on YouTube. Go to the Breaking Records Radio YouTube page. That's how you spell it right there. I got a few clips up there. He addresses his beef with Vinny Paz and talks about all the inner workings which led to them getting to this point and him dropping the disc. He confirms some of the rumors leading around Vinny Paz that he released in the disc and stuff like that. So either way, check that out. That's on our page. But yeah, man, Breaking Records Radio. That's how you can spell it for the people who want to check it. Follow us on YouTube and subscribe to us. Got lots of great interviews and content. I release all my music videos through there and shit too, and anyone from the group. You can follow our Instagram, same thing, Breaking Records, spelled just like that, with a radio at the end. On Twitter, it's Break Rec Radio, spelled the exact same way, just Break Rec. And, yeah, if you want to follow me, obviously, they can see what my IG is right here. You can find me on Spotify, MLNY, all capitals. YouTube, same shit, you know, Breaking Records Radio. Follow that page. You'll see the music if you want on YouTube. Twitter, MLNY416, same as the Instagram here. And, yeah, YouTube's the same. You know, we release everything through that channel, that outlet. So, you know, everything pretty well under one umbrella, pretty easy to find. But
We're
you
down to the 10 seconds, brother, just so you know.
Yeah, man.
My fault.
That's good, man. All I want to do is, say shout out to my girl, Lindsay. Love you. Rest in peace, Lipinski.